What he didn't tell us is that today is United Nations Day for Bayelsa State and Niger Mission. So we are celebrating in our own special Bayelsa Niger way, United Nations Day for Niger and Bayelsa State. I'd like to, on that note, again, on behalf of the government and the good people of this state, welcome our august guests of honor who are with us in June. I want to thank them for honoring our invitation. You all know what this state went through last year. We were not alone, I agree. Several other states were affected or impacted. But as you all know, because of our very peculiar geographical situation, this state suffered the greatest impact. This is the lowest point in this country. The whole of our state is below sea level. All major rivers and tributaries crisscross our great state to empty themselves to the Atlantic. That's the way God has made it. But last year, it was terrible. I, as your governor, overflew this state about 5-6 times. And I visited all the relief camps across the length and breadth of this state. And I can report to you that what we saw depicted here a short while ago was in fact a true reflection of the circumstances and situations that I and most of us witnessed in the various relief camps. And by the way, all our communities were actually turned to relief camps. And so there was need for us to create awareness. There was need for us to step up the advocacy. Not just for purposes of asking for support for the victims of that disaster last year, but also to enable us get across to partners who will work with us to continue to address what is turning out, unfortunately, to be a yearly challenge. You are all aware of the green warnings by the Meteorological Office. But while we keep praying, we also need to step up our preparations. This afternoon, we talked a little bit in details about what we're going to do. And we are happy that our august guest also announced the preparedness of her office to continue to partner with us on 2 critical areas. Collaborating to raise funds, because clearly the challenge of finding a lasting solution to this problem is certainly beyond the capacity of this state government or any other state government to do. So it's important that we collaborate to raise funds. And she has promised that. And for that, we are again very grateful. The other element of this partnership that I think is also very important is the area of capacity and getting skilled manpower to be able to get the job done. But even if you have all the money, if you don't know how to channel it, that itself cannot get you anywhere. So while we are collaborating on how to raise funds to solve this serious problem for our people, we're also very happy about the collaboration that the United Nations Under-Secretary promised in terms of working with us to collaborate and get skilled manpower that will work with us. And to that extent, I know that as soon as this event is over and from next week, the process of comparing notes between the relevant state ministries and the Flood Management Committee and the various offices in the United Nations system will begin in earnest, because we haven't got time on our hands. And so, we are very grateful. On behalf of the government and the good people of this great state, I'd like to thank you, United Nations Under-Secretary and members of your team, for this visit and for assuring us that you care also. You have assured us you will work with us to see how we can do, working hard to talk to the right people to raise funds, working hard to try to see how we can get the skilled people, because these are very complex engineering and environmental challenges, so that we can pool our resources. We talked about that in the afternoon. But this night, I would like to take a little bit of your time to also let you know the story of Bayelsa is not just about flood and flood control and disaster management. Here you see a promising state, a state of possibilities and potentials, a state where the people are united and poised to make a difference, a state where you also now have a government that understands its responsibilities and roles in investing in the right areas, providing security, such that in less than 1 year, Bayelsa has turned to be one of the safest states in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And our state capital is one of the safest places to be in, one of the safest places to live in, one of the safest and the best places to do business in. So let me also use this opportunity to tell you that as you live, now that you are in Bayelsa, spread the gospel of the new Bayelsa, where people are poised to make a difference, where we want to do away with the negativities of the old. And as Tennyson says, it's not too late to make a new day. So we would like to plead with you as a citizen of our great state to continue to collaborate for the development, overall development of our state, beyond flood control and flood management. We have a safe investing environment. Our government takes that responsibility seriously, and Bayelsa, everybody knows, is one of the safest places to be. We are aware also of the negative reportage. It's good you are here to see things for yourself. And your visit here, the fact that you are visiting Bayelsa, which is the heart of the Niger Delta, and spending this splendid night with us is a testimony to the secure environment that now exists in this state. And people should know about that. Very often, the negative stories that get out, very often, even our partners, friendly nations, by the several travel advisories that they issue, sometimes create an impression that this country is not safe, that our region is not safe, or that even this great, peaceful, progressive, hospitable state is indeed not safe. That, we now see, is not correct. And I always tell our friends, particularly from the West when they come, but look, we cannot give in to violence and terrorism. There are so many places where people have challenges all over the world, but we don't tell people not to visit. Because by so doing, you are actually giving in to terrorism, you are actually giving in to violence, you are actually allowing people to redefine our lives, which we shouldn't allow. But I'd like to say that this place is safe, and I would like you to also spread that message as you leave. Bayelsa State, as I said in the afternoon, is the heart of the Niger Delta. If you had visited any other state, if you had even passed a night in any other state, it wouldn't have been the same. This is the heart of the Niger Delta. And this is where you have come to. This is now your state. So you are also now a Niger Delta. We have ambitious programs for for this state. We are doing so much in human capacity development, just as we are doing in security. We are building hospitals. We are doing so much. But that's not enough. We have also set up a mechanism for working with the private sector, because that is important. The private sector that understands profit, the private sector that has the right motive and the capacity for jump-starting our economy. And to that extent, the government of this great state has set up the Bayelsa Development and Investment Corporation. And just a couple of weeks back, we're in South Africa to open the African Regional Headquarters of the office. And in no distant time, we also hope to be in London to open the international headquarters in London itself. All of this is our way of putting the development and security and economy of our state on the world map. And to say that Bayelsa is safe, Bayelsa is ready. And it is to this Bayelsa, this new Bayelsa of endless potentials and possibilities, Your Excellency, Under Secretary and members of your delegation, that we invite you as co-inheritors, as people who are partners in building this common dream to create wealth and bring about development and security for our people. And again, thank you very much. We are most honored having you in our midst tonight, and we would like to see you as often as your convenience can permit. So on this note, I thank you, members of the delegation, and my chiefs and leaders, great people of Bayelsa and friends of Bayelsa from far and near, for spending this evening with us. Thank you very much, and may God continue to bless this state.